Hey there, Aluxers! This is a special series we're doing all week here at Alux, where every day we're showcasing the life of one of the most well-known football legends. Today we're looking at 15 things you didn't know about Jose Mourinho. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello and welcome back, Aluxers, to another one of our sporting legend videos. Today we're looking at the life and times of Jose Mourinho, arguably one of the world's best football team managers. His colorful personality and sideline antics have earned him a place in many fans' hearts. A family man at heart, Mourinho has managed teams all over the European continent with great success. Born into a family of football players, Mourinho followed his father's footsteps. After playing for a while himself, he chose to pursue a career in team management rather than playing at a professional level. He's taken on some seemingly insurmountable hurdles in his career, conquering most but having to concede to defeat in others. But enough with the intro. Let's take a closer look at this phenomenal manager with the 15 things you didn't know about Jose Mourinho. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Number 1. Jose Mourinho chose management because he lacked the skills to play professionally. Born in Portugal January 26, 1963, Jose Mario dos Santos Mourinho Felix grew up in a family that loved football. He grew up in a middle-class home, conscious of his father's professional football career and wanting to emulate it. He played football from a young age and moved on to play at a youth team his father managed. Realizing he lacked the pace, power, and endurance needed to play professionally, Mourinho was forced to put his dreams aside. However, he was determined to continue to play a role in the football world, so he looked to team management as his future. Number 2. Jose Mourinho got his start coaching a school football team. Jose Mourinho went to study sports science at the Technical University of Lisbon. He attended training courses in both England and Scotland. His willingness to combine psychological techniques with the technical aspects of the game would prove to be his secret weapon. For a short while, Mourinho coached a school football team. He left looking to get his foot in the door for a chance to involve himself in professional football. Mourinho worked his way up to assistant manager to Bobby Robson. He started as Robson's translator when he arrived in Portugal. However, his keen knowledge of the game and management impressed Robson, who kept him on as an assistant manager during his time at Sporting CP, Porto, and Barcelona. Number 3. Mourinho credits the managers he worked with for refining his skills. Despite his keen understanding of the game and how to motivate players, Jose Mourinho still felt he had a lot to learn. He put his time as an assistant manager to good use, gleaning as much knowledge as possible from the managers he worked with. In particular, he found a mentor in Bobby Robson from whom he learned about how to accept a win or a defeat philosophically. When Robson left Barcelona, Mourinho chose to stay and work with the new manager, Louis van Gaal. His diligence when it came to preparation and support of a team during a match was something Mourinho himself believed in. Number 4. Mourinho's first management gig was at Benfica. In 2000, Mourinho got the job of manager after the club sacked Jupp Heynckes within a month of the start of Portugal's Primeira Liga. Mourinho demanded the right to choose his own assistant and opted for Carlos Moser, a previous player at the club. His stint at the club was, however, to be short-lived. By the end of the same year, Mourinho had left Benfica after rumors the club's new management wanted to fire him. After a brief time at União de Leiria, Mourinho turned to Porto, this time as the club's manager. He burst onto the international stage during the UEFA Champions League, where his team defeated several European contenders, most notably Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. Both legs were hotly contested on and off the pitch, as Ferguson and Mourinho confronted each other. Number 5. Mourinho hit the big league when he moved to Roman Abramovich's Chelsea. The Russian oligarch turned club owner spared no expense when he took over at Chelsea. He spent a fortune on new players and needed a strong manager to revive Chelsea's overall performance. Jose Mourinho fit the bill and was made a handsome offer. Mourinho would coach the dream team that included players like Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, Andrei Shevchenko, and Michael Ballack. Subsequent gigs at big-time clubs like Inter Milan and Real Madrid and a return to Chelsea has created a rumored net worth of $50 million. Number 6. Jose Mourinho's mouth has gotten him into a lot of trouble with the press. Mourinho has never been afraid to call a spade when talking to the media. He called former Arsenal coach Arsene Wenger a voyeur and specialist in failure. He once told the press he managed the real Ronaldo, which is not superstar Cristiano Ronaldo, but Brazilian Ronaldo. He's accused Lionel Messi of being overly dramatic when tackled on the pitch. His sideline antics were often so over the top, many spectators spent more time watching him than they did the actual matches. Mourinho might believe he's merely telling the truth, but such comments have at times damaged his career prospects. His statements often provoke the ire of fans and club management alike. He is a polarizing personality. People either love him or hate him. Number 7. Jose Mourinho has been accused of infidelity. Jose Mourinho has been married since 1989 to Matilda. The couple has 2 children. His wife has always preferred to stay out of the public eye, leaving the spotlight for her husband to occupy. She has always supported her husband behind the scenes, allowing him to pursue his dream of football stardom. However, rumors of infidelity have been following Mourinho since 2001. In a recent article, a British tabloid revealed a friendship between Mourinho and a blonde named Prue Carter-Robinson that was implied to be slightly more than just a friendship. And for once, Mourinho hasn't addressed the press over the matter. Number 8. Mourinho was nearly arrested for obstruction of justice. After a 2007 clash with the police in London, Mourinho was issued a police caution for interfering with police procedures. The entire dispute was over his dog, Leia. Police suspected its owners of returning the dog to the country without having it been quarantined and vaccinated. Health officials were on the scene to confiscate the dog when Mourinho arrived home. He wrestled the dog away from the officials, put it down, and told it to run down the street to avoid capture. His reactions were witnessed by several neighbors, and the incident made national headlines. Number 9. Jose Mourinho rallied his Chelsea team to raise money for tsunami relief. After the devastating 2004 Boxing Day tsunami in Indonesia, Mourinho was moved to make a contribution toward helping those affected. An event was held at Stamford Bridge. Mourinho donated his lucky jacket for auction. It sold for an impressive £22,000. About £500,000 was raised at the event. Another notable item sold was a picture of the original Stamford Bridge Stadium, autographed by Mourinho's star-studded team. Mourinho has also served as an ambassador for the UN's World Food Program. Number 10. Jose Mourinho is passionate about cars. Aside from a home in Setúbal, Portugal, his hometown, Jose Mourinho has a mansion in Belgravia, one of London's most exclusive suburbs. He loves cars. Mourinho talks fondly of the first car he ever drove, a Renault 5, purchased by his father when he went to study. The first car he bought with his own money was a Honda Civic. Today, he has a collection of cars including a Jaguar F-Pace. 5 months after Roman Abramovich fired him as Chelsea's manager, the millionaire surprised Mourinho with a Ferrari as a gift. And Aluxers, we've actually covered the Russian oligarch's generosity in our 15 Things You Didn't Know About Roman Abramovich video, which you can check out by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. Jose Mourinho parted ways with Manchester United in December 2018. One of England's most famous clubs, Manchester United, has stumbled since the departure of longtime manager Sir Alex Ferguson. David Moyes followed Ferguson, lasting less than a year. Ryan Giggs acted as a caretaker until Mourinho's old mentor Louis van Gaal took over. Van Gaal lasted nearly 2 years, then Mourinho was appointed as manager. Fans were excited, but many soon felt disappointed. Despite achieving some good wins, he failed to secure the club any of the titles it was used to holding. By the end of 2018, the team was way behind in the Premier League, and Mourinho had been involved in several altercations with other managers, most notably Chelsea's current manager Marco Ianni. The club decided it was time for Mourinho to go. Number 12. Critics say Mourinho has only himself to blame for being fired by Manchester United. In the wake of his departure from Man U, several of Mourinho's critics have spoken out about his time at the club, labeling it as negative and destructive. He openly criticized some of his players in the press, calling them immature. While this may be fair comment, they said, it was something that should have been addressed in the dressing room, not at a press conference. There was also a reported personality clash with Paul Pogba, vice-captain of the team, that saw him warming the bench on more than one occasion. Number 13. Mourinho's impressive statistics prove that he's made an impact on the game. In a total of 909 games, Mourinho has overseen 589 wins, 186 draws, and 134 defeats. His win ratio stands at 64.8%. While having been a manager for more than double the number of matches of Mourinho, Sir Alex Ferguson, arguably one of the greatest managers of all time, has a win percentage of 58.1%. Mourinho is reported to have started receiving offers from other clubs as soon as his departure from Manchester United was announced. This speaks to his influence in the game, despite his controversial nature. In fact, many players have cited the manager as the best they've ever worked with, including Chelsea's Frank Lampard. Number 14. Jose Mourinho is multilingual, speaking 6 languages. When Sir Bobby Robson joined Sporting FC, his inability to speak Portuguese meant he needed a translator. In what would prove to be a pivotal move, Mourinho volunteered. He was able to do so owing to his time spent in England during his training and his own love of languages. He speaks Portuguese, French, Spanish, Catalan, Italian, and English. His ability to learn these languages means he's never needed an interpreter of his own when addressing the press and his players. However, that's what's allowed him to express some of his more colorful viewpoints without censor, which legions of fans love. Number 15. Jose Mourinho has changed the face of football team management. His expressive, emotional approach to the game has revolutionized football management. Jose Mourinho has shown that incorporating the psychology of motivation into his coaching can have a positive effect. While it may not have worked all of the time, his overall success implies it was more successful than not. Mourinho is so passionate, the Mail and Times once reported he snuck into his Chelsea team's dressing room in a laundry basket during their 2005 matches against Bayern Munich, after having been banned from contact with his players during matches after his antics during the previous round of games with Barcelona. Mourinho and some of the players have actually confirmed the story in more than one interview. Well, Aluxers, that's a wrap on Jose Mourinho. But before you go, we're curious. What do you make of Jose Mourinho's antics alongside the pitch? Let us know in the comments. Still here, are you? Of course you are. You're a true Aluxer, and you know there's a bonus in it for you. Here it is. Number 16. Jose Mourinho hopes a film is made about him one day. Mourinho fought tooth and nail to prevent an unauthorized biography of his life from being published. It apparently contains some stories about his personal life he'd rather keep private. However, he has been quoted as saying that should a movie ever be made about him, George Clooney should play the leading role. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.